Hello gamers, it's me, LifeSpiller79, and this is my show. As I was talking about last week when I did a video, I did make the change from my name of being Game Freak Forever to LifeSpiller79, and some of the people caught on. It just made it easier with the transition because most people were confused. They were like, "Are you starting up a new YouTube channel?" And I was like, "No, I'm keeping everything the same because my YouTube name has always been LifeSpiller79, but I've gone by Game Freak on other sites and stuff like that, and so I just transitioned that name over. But eventually I come to find out it was harder for people to find my channel and to watch my videos, so it just made things a lot easier. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about some of the pickups that I got throughout the week. I've actually I picked up some great buys and stuff like that. What I've been doing now is trying to find retro games and stuff like that that meant a lot to me growing up as a kid, and I happen to find a lot of good games. So anyway, let me go ahead and get started. First couple games that I got from Pawn Shop, and I think I only paid $3 a piece. The first game I got was for my SNES, UN Squadron. It's a nice little side scroller shooter game. I think you can select about 4 players on this game. Don't hold that against me, because I know people out there be watching and listening to every word that I have to say on certain games and stuff like that. But this is a really good shooter, and I know you can shoot. You can select between 4 players, and I remember playing this one at the arcade, and me and my best friend. This is like probably one of our favorite top shooter games out there. Like I said, I don't have really a big selection of shooter games that I like. I know I do like Raiden, R-Type, and then also UN Squadron. I think there may be one other shooter game, but this is a really good game. And the game again is UN Squadron. It's a really good game for the SNES, and I only paid $3 for that. Now the next game that I got for the SNES, and both of these games, by the way, came with their own cover to protect from the dust and stuff like that. I had Paperboy 1 on the SNES when I was younger, but I need to get that game back. So I got Paperboy 2. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a really good game. It picks up right where part 1 left off, and it still has the same effects. Everything is really good. I really enjoyed this game, so I was glad to pick that up. And then the next game that I got, I went to, I think it was at Half Price Bookstore. Some of the games that I got anyway. I think I ended up getting this one. Now this game that I got is it's the large cartridge RBI Baseball. This game actually brings back a lot of memories. I actually remember playing this game at Pizza Hut, because back in the day, Pizza Hut used to have video games. You know, you could play like Pac-Man and stuff like that, and it had the top loader. So I remember this one. You might want to look this game up. It's called RBI Baseball. It still holds up to this day. I played it the other day, and I mean, the controls on the game are real fluent and everything. And so when you're playing, it's the guys that have like the little, kind of like a bobblehead. It's like a little circle head, but I mean, everything about it, the whole gameplay, the aspect of the game is really good. It still holds up. It still has that, you know, that side to it that's just really fun. So yeah, I would definitely check that out. Once again, it's RBI Baseball. So I'm glad to add that to my collection. And I think with that one, I only paid $3. Now the next game I got was another game that I used to play at the arcades. It's a Road Blaster. This was a really, really good game. I remember the upgrades and the power-ups and stuff like that, and being able to make it to the end of the finish line, barely only having enough seconds to get to the next stage, but you almost run out of gas or run out of time. That was a good game. Now this game is one of my favorite games from the SNES, or actually from the Nintendo, because some of the next games that I'm going to show you are from for the Nintendo. Was Adventure Island. Ever since I got the Nintendo earlier this year, I think it was probably back in May or July of this year, I think. I would have to go back and look at some of my videos. But I've been looking for this game since then, and I paid a little bit more for this. I paid about $10 for it, but it's worth it just because of the nostalgia, because everything that's centered around this game is what I love. It's got the whole gotta save the girl. It's got the side scroller effect to it. It's a platformer. You got the multiple stages. You know, you got your code in order to be able to. Because what's crazy about this game is that once your game is over, your game is over. So you can be on stage 4-3 or whatever the case may be, and you die, and that's it. You automatically go back to stage 1-1 or whatever the case may be. But this game, what I loved about it was fun, it was upbeat, and it was fast, because they put in dynamics of using a skateboard to move from one end of the island to the next part of the island, because it's all about this dude. Basically, he's on this island. His weapons, or his choice of weapons, are like the axe, and then you got the fireballs and stuff like that. And a lot of people have said many things about it, but this game is probably one of my favorite games from the Hudson series, and or Hudson Soft Company. I really love this game, so definitely recommend. It's probably in my top 10 of NES games because of just so much memories that go behind it. And I played part 2 and 3 and stuff like that, but for me personally, nothing still upholds to Adventure Island Part 1. So I would definitely recommend that game. Now the next game that I got was one that has been compared to being one of the hardest games, Ghosts and Goblins. I actually used to play this at the arcades too, and it's got that nostalgia feel. There's a lot of games that's really close to me, you know, like personally, that what made me as a gamer. And this is another side scroller. You know, it's got the whole saving the girl thing. But what I love, the aspect or the elements of the game, you start off, it's kind of got the ghouls, got the ghosts and stuff like that, and people coming out of the ground. And so you start off like in a grave, and you, or a graveyard, I should say. And the only thing that makes this game hard is that you only have a certain amount of lives, and you only have a certain amount of times to play or pass certain things. But I definitely love this game. I love the challenge. So I played this one, and by the way, all my SNES games, man, every one of them, when I loaded them up or I put them in, they automatically played, which I thought was really good. So they've been kept up really good. I paid about $5 for this one. Now the next game that I got was another big game for me, Double Dragon Part 1. I actually been looking for Part 2. Anytime I see any games out there in the wild while I'm at the pawn shops, or it's like secondhand store, thrift stores, or whatever, wherever I may be at, I go ahead and get it regardless of the price, because I paid about $10. I think I paid $8 or $9 for this one. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember how much I paid for this exactly, but I always love Double Dragon. I beat the game, the arcade game. I beat both arcade games, Part 1 and 2. At the arcade, but this game has a lot of nostalgia. My son and we played it over the weekend. He joked with me about the music and how cheesy it sounds, because that one stage, if you're on one stage, it only plays that one type of music and stuff like that. But I still love it. It's still upholds to this day for me. So definitely recommend this. Another good game for the the NES. Now a really good game that I know for sure we put in a lot of hours on this game was Tecmo Bowl. I've been looking for this game for quite a while too, and I saw this other day and I just had to grab this one. I paid about $10 for this one. So yeah, I just felt like, even though it's pricey, the nostalgia behind it all, because it had the NFL teams, and see, they tried to bring this game back out on the current gen games, or current gen systems I should say. And the only problem with it is that they didn't get the proper licensing that they needed, and so they couldn't use the NFL teams like they could back in the day. But what always used to trip me out is the amount of plays, and then being able to go back as far as you want to, as far as the quarterback, and you could drop a bomb on your receiver, and it would just almost never fail. You would get to your receiver and score a touchdown. But the really fun part is that when you play with multiple people and you just kind of hold down a contest, and that's what me and my friends used to do back in the day. We would hold down contests and just see who's the best. Now the next game I got was from Half Price Bookstore. It was just a shooter for the PlayStation, and it's called Shooter Starfighter. I just picked it up. It's complete, and it's got the book and everything in there. I picked this up, man. It was only $1. So I got it off the clearance rack. So I was just like, man, I'll go ahead and check it out. I mean, it's only $1. What could I possibly lose with $1? I'm thinking to myself, I might as well go ahead and get it. So I went on and got this. I'm gonna check it out maybe later this week or something. Now, a game that I've been wanting to get. I got a few other games over here. Got a lot of junk over here. Devil May Cry 3. And I think this one, yep, this one came complete. It's got the booklet in there, it's got the game in there, and it's got I think it's a survey. Oh no, it's part of another book. It's got little features on here. Let's see. Oh, some other features, but I actually been looking for this game. And I actually like 1 and 3 out of the Devil May Cry series, but I didn't like 2. I don't know. I guess I felt like 2 was rushed or something, because when it came out, I just didn't get the right feeling about it. But part 1 and 3, I definitely loved. I loved 1 because it was the start of a new series, of a new IP that I never heard of. You know, with the shooters and being able to be up in the air and all. It was so fast and upbeat. You know, and but I always trust in Capcom anyway. Capcom usually drops really, really good games. But I definitely love part 3. I think I got halfway through this, or I beat it. I'm not even sure, but I'm definitely going to pick this up. So I'm going to fire up the PlayStation 2 and go ahead and check this one out. I've been playing other games currently, so I haven't even had much time. And then the next game, one of my favorite series, I found another game for it, was Ratchet & Clank. Up Your Arsenal. You can't go wrong with Ratchet & Clank. It don't matter which game it is. I mean, even the sorriest ones out of the series is still good enough to play. And I mean, I think this one came complete. Yep, it came complete. And it's got a mail-in rebate. And it looks like it has a poster in there too. Yep, poster, book, and everything in there. So yeah, I definitely love this game. Let me put that back in there. Now the next game I got was funny to me is that I thought I was completing my series on this one. I thought, okay, yeah, now I got all of them. Was Jax 2. But when I got home, I realized I already had this game. Good thing about it though is that when I got this game, let's see, when I got, what did I get? Oh, I got the Devil May Cry 3. I got the Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. I got the Jax 2. And I already had this game. And it's not complete. So this will just be one of my doubles. I'm gonna put it in a different case because I don't like this case kind of ratty, and I don't like that. That drives me crazy. So I'm gonna put it in a different case, and then that way I'll have a double. So if somebody ever asks for it, and then I also got The Simpsons Road Rage. I think. Now I don't have this on the PlayStation 2, but I do have this on the Xbox, and I forgot all about that. Sometimes they could be I haven't updated my list. I need to. But all these games, I basically got them for $10. I just learned a long time ago that even though the stores may have a price, because originally they wanted $5 a piece, and I just told them, I said, well, let me just get these games. I say, I know y'all want $5 a piece. That would be $20. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay no $20 for no PlayStation 2 games. Or $5 a piece. I say, when I know these games really only worth maybe $3 a piece. So I said, well, let's do this. Let me have it for 10. And the guy was like 11, and I was like, how about 10 and a half? And The guy ended up giving it to me for $11. I think after tax and everything, I paid $11 for these. So yeah, I'm happy to get that. So I got me a couple doubles, which is no big deal. But I definitely am looking forward to playing this game. And then one of the last games I got that I have been wanting to get for my PlayStation 3 is Need for Speed Unleashed 2. Actually been wanting to play that. I'm actually into the racing games. Like, I really loved Burnt Out Paradise. I beat it and enjoyed it and wanted to play through it again. I was gonna get Mortal Kombat. They had it. They had the new Mortal Kombat, and they was gonna give it to me like for $5, and that's all I paid for this. I think I paid about $5 or $6 for this. But I was gonna get it. The only thing was, the good thing is, you know, I got to the register and I checked it, and it had part 1 of the Need for Speed Unleashed, and the guy was like, "You should just go ahead and get that." And I was like, "No, I don't want to get that with a Mortal Kombat case. It just don't make no sense." But those are all my game pickups. And then I did get one movie or one TV show, and that's the Chappelle Show Season 1. I've actually seen this already, but I just wanted to add it to my DVD collection. I've been kind of going through my thing of adding in new DVDs and stuff like that. But as far as games right now, currently I am playing, and I'll probably, actually, I got another game that I got too. Actually, this one takes me back, and a lot of people haven't even heard of this, but it's called Green Hog, the Beach Surfer Dude. Or yeah, it's called Green Hog, the Beach Surfer Dude. Check this game out. It's for the Sega Genesis. A lot of people don't know about this game. It's another side platformer game, but it's got the 16-bit element to it. It's about this surfer dude that gets stranded on this island, and he's pretty much going through all these stages. It's weird it's hard to explain, but a lot of people didn't even know about this game. But as soon as I saw it, because I used to have it on Sega Genesis, or I rented it. Matter of fact, I rented it back in the day, and I only paid $3 for this. But as soon as I saw this, I already knew. I said, "Man, I remember this game." I said, "I gotta get this." But yeah, this is another game that I got, and I thoroughly enjoy it. So check it out. It's called Green Hog, the Beach Surfer Dude. It's real cool. I mean, this guy, he's a surfer that gets stuck on this island, and you go through all these stages. You know how those old Sega Genesis games were, man. They lived up to the name, and they definitely gave Super NES or Super Nintendo a run for their money, man. There was definitely a great competition going on, and they lasted. So I was glad to add this to my collection. But those are all my pickups. I'll probably do another video, because I wanted to separate all the stuff that I got from last week versus the thing I got later on that week. And so I'll probably do another video. Hopefully I'll have time to put in the time to do that. But other than that, just let me know how your life is going in the gaming world, or how your gaming life is going. Until then, I'm LifeSpiller79, and I'm out.